Hi, I'm Aki Kareem. I'm here with BBTV's new boxing show coming weekly on www.britishboxers.co.uk. I'm joined by Mr. Steve Maylett, the trainer of the WBO lightweight champion of the world, Terry Turbo Flanagan. Hi Steve, thanks for having us down here today.
No problem.
First thing I want to ask you, we finally got this date, the 26th of November in Cardiff. Are you excited to be back out, and have a fixed date in your heads?
Yeah, we enjoyed it last time we was up there. Cardiff people was great. Thought the city centre was beautiful. Yeah. The ice arena want the best, so to be honest, but we're not boxing at that venue this time.
Yeah.
So
it's at the Motor Point this time.
Yeah, it's a much better venue, and we'll be looking to put a show on.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was at the Farnell fight, and I thought it was a great fight. I thought Terry boxed amazing, but at the end of the fight, you guys seemed to be a little bit sort of unhappy with the performance in many ways.
Yeah, it was a little bit flat, and I think it's the first time in a while where he's not peaked on the night. We had a lot of changes. He trained very hard for that camp, and I reckon maybe he overcooked it a bit, because in camp he was looking fantastic. I remember on one of the days I went home thinking he's a more complete fighter now than he ever has been. So there was no hiccups in camp or anything. I think it just dragged on a little bit, and he went a little bit off the boil. Okay, well, I mean, you're in now with Orlando Cruz, and he's a really decent fighter. He's only lost to like elite fighters like Ponce de Leon and Salido, for example. Does that mean he's in trouble this fight, because you sort of wanted to put wrong the sort of from last time, so you're going full guns blazing? Yeah, he always wants to put a show on, Terry, and we thought he was going to do that night. It just didn't work out, but this time he'll be going in, and there'll be more gaps on the night, because I think he'll come over Cruz trying to win, where Fana just after the first 30 seconds I seen he wanted to survive, and he did. He was good at it. Credit to
Having said that though, Terry did put him down multiple times, and in the fourth round, I mean, he battered him in the fourth. I don't even know how he got out the fourth round. Yeah,
it shows he's tough. He hit him with an uppercut, and he was knocked out, and his eyes rolled in the back of his head. Yeah. And by the time his feet hit the floor again, he was back with us. So
I mean, Terry's not known as like a devastating power puncher, but having said that, the Magdaleno fight showed that if he wants to put someone away, he can put someone away. Is that something you're looking at for this fight, looking at bringing the power shots through?
He's going to throw back, Cruz, so there will be more gaps there this time. He's pretty accurate, Terry, especially when everything's flowing. Yeah. So when his footwork's right and everything's working correct, his accuracy is brilliant, and I think it's that what wears you down more than anything. Yeah.
Now, of course, Terry is a southpaw, and when you fought in the amateurs, I believe you were an orthodox fighter.
Orthodox.
So how does that work, like in terms of training a southpaw? I mean, I know you're an expert at it now, but at first, did you find it difficult to transition?
Yeah, a little bit. I used to stand southpaw with the pads and stuff at first, and I got a couple of tips off a couple of other coaches, and said maybe you want to stand the other way a little bit. I started doing that, and then I started doing a bit more research into southpaws and stuff. And I think when Terry had about 10 fights, I believe had more tricks with the southpaws than I did for orthodox. So. I believe I can make any southpaw better. We have loads of tricks up our sleeves. So.
Yeah, well, we're undefeated in 31 fights now with 12 KOs, isn't it? So I mean, it speaks for itself. No draws on the record either. You're not even bothered with draws, are you? It's just all wins.
All wins.
Now, I wanted to bring this up. This is obviously the last time I saw you guys was ringside at the Crawler versus Linares fight. Are you in some ways a little bit disappointed that you've not got in with one of them for these fights, or is it just professional? Just you got to do what you got to do.
We would have always had to have this fight anyway, because if Crawler wasn't going to have the rematch, neither of them was going to box till next year anyway. I think Linares said he hurt his hand, and I don't think Anthony wanted the rest. So if we was going to get in it would have been February, March anyway. So we would have still boxed. You can't sit about and wait. All through Terry's career, he's been active, and that's the best way to be.
Do you think Terry gets the credit he deserves? I mean, he's a fantastic fighter. Do you think he gets the credit he deserves off the British public?
I think the ones who know boxing and they believe that he's a good fighter, and I believe that in America he's got quite a good name over there. Yeah. I think more people know Terry Flanagan than they do Anthony Crawler over there, because he's beat a couple of their big names. I mean,
especially Zapida.
Yeah, Zapida is a great fighter. I believe he'll go on to be a world champion. And Magdaleno, he got a good win again last week. So I don't know whether he's going to campaign at lightweight or he might go down. to
I think that's the one that sort of got the American public on board when Terry destroyed Magdaleno, basically, wasn't it? Talk us through that shot. This is just me just going off my own personal things I want to ask you. That uppercut he threw against Magdaleno, where did that shot even come from? Like, is that a shot you've actually worked on?
He must have seen it himself. He blinded him a little bit. I think he already knew he was going to go backwards. He'd obviously hurt him before it, and Terry knew he was just going to retreat with his hands up. So he's touched him a couple of times to bring him up higher, and then he'd seen that left uppercut himself.
I've never seen that shot anywhere else. Maybe Naz in his early days I've seen that shot once, but I've not seen that shot before.
No, as long as he lands, I'm not too bothered. But if he'd have missed, I might have had something to say.
All right, I mean, what can we expect then on the 26th? You know, Orlando Cruz. It's a defence of the WBO title. It's a great card as well. You know, you've got Billy Joe Saunders, you've got Tommy Langford, just to name a few. Big event. What can we expect from Terry in that fight? How do you expect to see the fight going?
I think Cruz will go mid to maybe back foot, mid ring, maybe back foot, and Terry will come on, put pressure on with feints, and Terry will let him, he'll throw back. He'll throw back, and then there'll be gaps there, and we'll start landing clean.
Fantastic. I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure to get some words with you. Looking forward to this fight immensely. And just wish you all the best. Is there anything you want to say to everybody in terms of the people that support Terry out there?
No, just thanks for always sticking with us. I believe that Terry's fans are the loudest in the country. I'll put 100 of them against 500 of anybody else's. They're a crazy bunch, and they'll be down in Cardiff to enjoy the night.
Fantastic. Well, this of course is Mr. Steve Maylett, trainer of WBO lightweight champion Terry Flanagan. I'm Aki Kareem, BBTV weekly boxing show. Make sure you tune in. Back to the studio. And I've got the privilege of being joined by two. I mean, I thought I was popular in Manchester. We've got two people who are really popular in Manchester. Number one, of course, here, Mr. Arnie Farnell, former WBU middleweight champion. And to his left here, Mr. John Evans of Box Nation's celebrity fame. And what he doesn't know about boxing ain't worth knowing. So Arnie, we'll start off first talking to you a little bit about, I mean, you've fought everywhere around the world. So obviously you're most famed for your big nights in Manchester. Your big nights where you used to bring a massive crowd. What's it like to actually be a massively popular fighter that draws in a massive crowd and fighting in your hometown?
You don't really take that in. You don't believe yourself. Or, everyone wants to come and see you and stuff. Because I was on the shows with Ricky and people, so everyone come. But I did sell a lot of tickets. But it's you just blank out here. You've got a fight to. You've got someone in front of you. You've got to beat up. You've got to think about the supporters.
A lot of people don't realise that, Annie, do they? Like, at the time when Mickey was coming up, you were the ticket seller. And there was that big night at the Velodrome when the big Manchester fight scene kicked off, and it was mayhem in there that night, wasn't it? It was crazy. Well, but you got carried away that night by the crowd, didn't you? When you fought Tackle?
Massively carried away. I used to sell like heap loads of tickets, and there was me, Ricky, and Gomez all fighting for titles. On the night in the Velodrome, and there was I sparred with Tackle not long before I fought him, and I handled him quite easily, and I was so pumped up though that night. I was unbeaten. I thought I was the king. No one could beat me. And walk into the ring and I seen like the thousands there just chanting my name, and there was one guy. I remember there was one guy. He was a big guy, tan white guy with a white top on, a shirt like down to here, undone down to here, a big gold chain on. And he was shouting, "Come on!" But his tears was coming in his eyes.
That's the passion.
Really
that's it.
Passion. And I looked at him, and I remember I just got taking a gulp and thinking, "Oh God!" So it hit me then. So it hit me, and I just went mad. And I started like, there was we are the champions. I started singing it. I was off my head. Honestly, it was like I was on drugs or something. It was crazy. But I got in the ring, and then I thought I was gonna walk over him. Hit me with a shot. I got up and the referee stopped it. But I think that fight learned me to keep my composure, because obviously it was a bad loss. And he lost. He was unbeaten. All the crowd come for me, mainly for me, and I had a bad loss. But it's the way you can come back from a loss. Everyone's gonna get beat. Everyone, like, apart from like you get the Mayovers and people like that. boxers will get beat. It's how you can come back that defines you. With me, it was like, I want to fight. It's stupid. But
talking, it was a bit spicy in the lead up to the Elcock fight as well. But I mean, there's a little bit. I mean, Frank Maloney, or Kelly Maloney now as it is, was saying a few things to try and get under your skin in that fight.
Frank Kelly, what was saying?
We'll go with Kelly.
Well, Kelly Malone, he knew how to get on someone's skin. He did get under my skin, but like what's called like beat me fair and square. When Elcock outboxed me, that I've got. It's not an excuse, but I didn't get trained for that fight. That's a bit of an excuse, but. Wayne, I'm not saying if I was 100%, I would have beat Wayne anyway. I'm just saying I didn't get trained great for that fight. Wayne is. He
was special that night as well, though. He boxed smart as well as
boxed smart, and he's a really nice lad as well. Right. No, I really like Wayne. He beat me fair and square. Then he got knocked out off Lawrence Murphy. The night when I knocked out Lawrence Murphy.
In that fight, how did you get out of the 5th round in that fight though? You were caught heavy in the 5th round.
Yeah, when I was put down.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. Used to call me the warrior. I wouldn't stay down for nobody. My last fight, I had meningitis. I felt like my head was going to explode. I felt like my head was. I've said it before to people. It was a balloon. Or you've got a balloon and you're blowing it up, and you know that balloon's up. It's getting to the popping point. My head was that balloon.
It sounds like it's funny you say that. A moment with a Mike Towell situation where he was complaining of headaches before.
I was speaking to my missus about it.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to burst, and that's exactly like I had in the fight.
So what do you think about this? The things we're reading at the moment about the scanners in the corners, because you're the perfect person to speak to, because you were forced to retire probably in your prime, but you took the advice, didn't you, and retired because of a brain injury.
Exactly.
But I suppose you're all in favour of anything, aren't you?
Well, what it is as well is the boxers themselves as well have got to look after themselves, whereas making weight and stuff. My last fight, it's not my trainer's fault, I'm not passing the blame, but they didn't check what my weight was, stuff like that. So I had, in 9 days before that fight, I had to lose 18 pounds. And what it was, Joe Calzaghe pulled out of a fight, and it was supposed to be Joe Calzaghe and Ricky on top of the bill. But they needed 2 top of the bills, no 2 world title fights. So he asked me to step in. I didn't say how much over I was, but I said, I'll step in. Stupid.
How did you cut that much weight so quick? What sort of methods were you using?
Dehydrating myself. And being stupid, running with sweat socks or training with sweat socks. Having no water, stupid. And that's what I say to any boxer is, don't listen to this, but don't do what I did, because that's absolutely stupid. It's not. People don't get the brain injuries through the boxing. Through the boxing, but it's not just through boxing.
The actual fight.
Yeah, the actual fight. It's through the trauma they're going through, losing weight. Your brain floats in liquid. Yeah. Right? So you're taking all that liquid off you. I lost 18 pounds in 9 days before that fight. 18 pounds, and it was all water
weight, yeah.
Right? And your brain is floating. You're losing fluid from your body. It's going to come from your brain as well. So it's like a wall. Your brain's smashing against the wall. So really, it's up to the boxers and up to us trainers to make sure they don't go in the ring totally dehydrated.
Do you ever look back at, considering how bad you felt, do you ever look back and think, shit, I was lucky?
Very lucky.
Yeah.
Very, very lucky. And I remember, I'd never want to give up no fight. I'd rather I'd never give up a fight in my life, right? But that fight, I remember from the second round onwards, my head felt like it exploded, and I was thinking, just hit me with a shot, and put me away, so I'm not giving up. Anyway, to the 10th round come, he hit me, caught me, put me down, I got back up, and the referee stopped it, and I thought to myself, thank God he stopped it. I got out the ring, and I had to hold the other corner I was with, so go back to the changing rooms. I knew then, I knew in the ring something was happening, and I'd never want to give up and I'll lose a fight to anybody. Even now, if it was on the street, if it was on the ring, anything, I would never want to lose that, but I wanted that fight to stop. but it took him 10 rounds for him to catch me. He wasn't the best fighter, but then like it comes up like he stopped me. Then it comes up that he gets banned for 12 months because he was on 3 different steroids.
It's fair to say you had a few different trainers. You had Brian, didn't you?
Yeah.
You had Billy,
Yeah.
who was fitness and non-stop aggression, and you had Oliver, who was very laid back
Yeah.
and calm. Which of those worked best for you? And have you taken little bits of each one of them and
Yeah.
put them into yourself?
Like the Brian Hughes one, that's the first one I went to. So they show you the main thing, don't they?
Yeah.
It wasn't just Brian Hughes. It was the main person in Brian Hughes' gym who trained me was Patt Barrett. Brian Hughes was more of a voice. Patt Barrett coached me, whereas Brian said, "Do this, do that."
Well, it's interesting you mentioned Patt Barrett there, actually, because we did a good little segment with him last week, which in fact we just cut to now. Hi, I'm Aki Kareem. I'm here with BBTV in this weekly show, and I've got the privilege of being joined here by Mr. Patt Barrett, the Black Flash himself, who's, by the way, a legend of British boxing. And if you don't know enough about Mr. Patt Barrett already, go and check it out right now. Get on the internet right now and check it out. Now, we're doing this little masterclass session right now about certain punches, and we're going to be looking today at the left hook. Now, you said that left hook is your speciality punch, your favourite punch. Why is it the left hook?
I wouldn't say it was my speciality punch. I was taught that all the greatest fighters follow through.
Yeah.
And I remember Brian Hughes always telling me, I watched Sugar Ray Robinson, I watched fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard, even Tommy Hearns. That when Tommy Hearns threw the right hand, he'd come out with the left hook. Ray Robinson threw his left hook. He used to triple up on it. He'd do it phenomenally. He'd always come back. So most of the fighters today are very one-dimensional. They don't follow through. So basically, if you used to throw left hook to the body, you bring it to the head. If you throw left hook to the head, you go to the body, and that's how you catch people.
Now you say follow. When you say follow through, what do you mean? Can you show us what you mean when you say follow through?
Okay.
Good. So what do you want me to do?
So, say if you used to put the other pad back on, and I was to throw the right hand.
Yeah.
This would make the famous left hook. So the famous right hand. So I'd go there. Most fighters there would either take one step back, catch you going back. They don't expect that. Because once again, as you see it there now, and if it was the other way around, if I threw the left hook, step back, I catch with the right hand. So you always catch them, because most people when on the retreat, they always step back with the hands down. And they always think, and when I fought Tony Willis, for instance, for the British title, what I did with Tony Willis is I threw the right hand, as he laid back, I caught him with a long left hook going back, because he laid back. As he laid back, the only way you can go back from there is forward. But as he laid back from the right hand,
that's when you caught him going.
And as long left hook, bam, sweeping it across, that's what caught him.
Is the left hook the easiest hook, which generates the most power? Is it the left hook?
It's basically, it's how you motivate your body.
Right.
So most people when they punch, you just go. But if you you turn into it, now you see how you can come up with the left hook. But not like that, not with your hand down there, see there. Now you can see the way I've turned. I can come up with the left hook. Right?
Okay. So your whole body there, the momentum.
It's all about heel. See, most people without giving too much away, see, most fighters when I train them, the movement should be covered, so it's more like, that's how you're boxing. But now put it there for left hook. So I'm saying you can punch up that movement. Because I'm just disguising that, because now I'm boxing now. And that's what you're waiting for it. And then,
bang.
And that's also the same with the right hand.
Alright, okay.
Or let's say the left hook to the body.
Go on, let me see the left hook to the body.
So put that hand down there. So it's there now. If I'm moving, and put a jab in, flip, bam. So that's
I'm glad I only just had breakfast. That was nice. So earlier as well, you mentioned to me something interesting. You mentioned to me about thinking fighters. Fighters thinking. I know that's a big thing for you as well. So what is it about setting up the right shot? Is that about thinking your way into the shot?
Once again, it goes off this. This is you thinking. That's you thinking, because while you're doing that, the opponent's thinking, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
And then you're just there, and you just wait there.
Yeah, I got you.
You get what I'm saying? So you're already anticipating where you're going to go. Okay. Because of that movement, if they don't like that movement and they step forward, you just step back, tap, tap. Okay. Yeah. So you'd always, it's like a self-insurance. You're reassured. This here is what you're doing in training. Yeah. Yeah. The fact, like you watch Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Now what a fighter he is.
Great fighter.
That's what a thinking fighter is. He does it all in the gym, on the bags, on the pads, and in sparring. It doesn't change. Yeah. It just keeps getting better and better and better and better and better till it becomes to say, how do I get a blueprint to beat this guy? It's very hard. Yeah. Even another thinking fighter, right? It's like Mayweather. Mayweather is absolutely brilliant at what he does. It doesn't change what he does. It just comes better and better and better.
And even when he went in against thinking fighters like Mosley, people like that, they still couldn't work him out.
Yeah, because it's hard. But it's the same with Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson used to spend hours just being in the mirror, simple little things, just practicing, staying side on, moving, certain little things like that. And them little things play a big part in your boxing. Okay. And people don't see that. Yeah. You know, it's not just about the hard work in the gym and the circuits. Basically, how many trainers tell a fighter, listen, prepare your mind for this fight. Train your mind. It's okay telling them to do it. I mean, tell them to do it, but how are you going to teach them how to do it? Yeah. It's so what I've been telling Zelfa from being an amateur. Yeah. So would you say ring IQ is actually equally, if even more important than developing the fundamentals of boxing? The ring IQ, yeah. And that exactly because your IQ tells you what you're going to do. It's like when you get up in the morning, your brain tells you what you're going to do. You don't just say, walk around and do this. You say, right, get up in the morning, some people blow the nose, some people go to the toilet, people have set routines what to do. Right? I know what I'm going to do. So when I get in the ring and I come to train, I know what I want to work on. Right? And it's what I install now in all my fighters. I say, look, the only thing is you say you got a good trainer. No, a good trainer wants a good fighter. We complement each other. So if I've got a fighter that comes in the gym and says, listen, I want you to teach me, I'm prepared to learn, I want to do anything what you say, I'll look at him and thinking, am I dreaming? Yeah. Is that true? Yeah. And I'll put him through the test. Okay. Yeah. And that's what it is. They give 100%, I give 100%. We complement each other. There's no such thing as a good trainer. Yeah. Because you've got to always remember, a trainer doesn't do the fighting, the fighter does. So, how can you be a good trainer to make the fighter do what you want to do? There's a lot of trainers that say he doesn't listen. He's not doing what I want him to do. Why is that? Yeah. Why is that? Yeah. Why is that? Yeah. You got to slowly but break it down, teach them. You can't stop until they've got it in every possible way. Yeah. Even if I was to shout, scream and swear, it ain't going to tell them. Yeah. I've got to teach them. So I have to find things that I can say. For instance, I say your jab's got to be like a snake's tongue. Yeah. Yeah. So you imagine what a snake's tongue does. Yeah. That's your jab. Yeah. So you have to draw certain pictures. Certain analogies, Yes, to give them. It's like with kids. When you've got a little kid and you teach them and you want to say ball, you show them a ball and then you tell them how to write it. Yeah. You're showing them square. You're teaching them as you go along. That's how you set the mind. Yeah. That's how you program a fighter. What's very hard to me, what I always find the hardest, is when you get a fighter like, just say for instance, Mark Ephraim. Yeah. They've come from somewhere else and they're at the gym. Now you've got to reinstall something into a fighter that nobody else has not done before. Yeah. It's like, how do you do that? But with Mark Ephraim, he's one of them that wants to learn. He wants to learn. All he wants to do is to become good. Yeah. So therefore, it's not hard. That's half of my job done. Yeah. He's come here to learn. Okay, cool. I'm going to teach you. Well, there you go. I mean, we've started off looking at a little bit of masterclass of throwing certain shots. We've ended up looking at this thinking fighter idea. And this is something we're going to touch on. We're going to be doing more of these. So make sure you tune in. And I'm Aki Karim with BBTV, the new weekly show. I'm here with Mr. Patt Barrett, the Black Flash himself. Stay tuned. So as you can see, Pat obviously knows his stuff there. So, I mean, you were mentioning about Patt Barrett. What was he like to work with as an actual trainer? Very good. No, I really liked him. It was something what it's not what I'm like now. I'm not like Brian Hughes. I'm like
Alvarez or Billy Graham. I'm trying to pick things, the best things out of each one, so I can be a better thing for my fighters, better trainer. But Pat was good, and why I liked Pat was I knew he could fight. He went in there and he fought. You know, he'd been over to. I remember Pat telling me the weigh-ins was on the day, and they used to have to lose the weight on the day, and it's like 6 pound here. And knocking out people like Efren Kalamata in Italy.
I was just going to say, on a side note, which is your favourite Patt Barrett knockout?
I'd say Efren Kalamata or the
Willis.
The Willis.
I always go for Willis. I think.
Or the Scouse. And because I knew Pat's been there and done it, I think I respected that more, you know, than say the Brian Hughes who never been in the ring. And the same really, I respected Billy Graham. Respected Alvarez, because they know they've been there and done it, but what they were saying, what they was telling me, I was thinking, well, that's fine, that. Do you know, because if you do that, you're going to get hit, and it feels like this, and it feels like this when you get hit. So if you've been there, you know how it feels, and in the corner, sometimes I know, like, looking at a fighter, I know, if he's not in the corner, fight in the corner of the spine or anything, if he's got that, you know, and that, I'll be, if you've got that, and you've got skill and determination, like you can go all the way.
I was going to say, funnily enough, you got a chance to look in someone's eyes and see if they had it a couple of weeks ago, didn't you, when Macaulay McGowan he's had his way through 10 fights, he's looked good at times.
Yeah, exactly.
But you got a chance to look into his eyes and see if he really had it, didn't you, in that fight he had with Jess Smith?
Well, Jess Smith put him down, and he got in the corner to me, and I looked at him and said, "Are you okay?" And give him a drink and give him a spray. He said, yeah. I'm great, I'm going to stop him now. And then from there, because Jess Smith tried to put it on Macaulay, and he shot his bolt a bit, and Macaulay sat down and said, "Yep, don't worry, I'm going to stop him." And I'm not saying, like, I think he would have, if given the chance. He was gone once, and the referee stopped it to make me tie his ties and that. But Jess showed bottle as well, so you've got to give it them both, and that's what the boxing needs now, more fights like that. You know what Frank Wallen put on? It was two good unbeaten lads facing each other. I don't
coming up soon at 2026, and there's Ahmet Patterson goes in with a
brilliant fight.
That's a great fight. William Williams. That's a great fight. Something I picked up on another interview you did. You actually said you don't have to be the best technical fighter to be successful. I think you were talking about Anthony Collar at the time.
Exactly, it was.
Yeah. And you were talking about the fact that his dedication, and just the fact he had the basic technique and the foundations, but he had the dedication that can overcome some of the stuff like with the natural talent.
If you look at Anthony Collar, he's been how he was from the amateurs. And his dad was a pro boxer and stuff. Wayne, he's a good guy, Wayne, and he's always said hands up, chin down, and his hands up, chin down, right, and he's got a great jab, good feet,
great engine.
Great engine, nothing like why you think to yourself, oh, he's like a Bernal Whittaker or someone like that. And was hands up, chin down, work hard. Right, and look what he's got. He got him world title, winning a British title, winning a lot. And I respect that because he's just a hard working lad. What's got a lot out of boxing through his hard work and dedication and toughness. Where got to say people like, you know, people I trained him, people like Sean Crew, he was good, he trained Anthony a bit and stuff, and now he's like Joe Garland, but
Let me just stop you there for 1 second, guys. We've got to switch to our Sweet Science section with Coach James Largey. Over to you. I'm Aki Kareem, I'm here with BBT's Box Mania. I'm about to go and see the coach, Mr. James Largey, find out all about some serious stuff he's got coming our way. He's the expert, follow me. Is there a Coach Largey in here?
Again.
Here he is, here's the man, Mr. Coach Largey himself, the pro, the man. This is Aki Kareem with BBTV's new weekly boxing show, Box Mania, and I'm here for one of my favourite segments, the Sweet Science. I'm here with the coach, James Largey, at FLF Performance Centre in Manchester. And we just saw you doing a little bit over there with the beast, Oscar, who was looking in great shape, by the way. What exactly was it you were doing there?
I was doing the 14-site skin fold caliper test with Oscar.
Right.
Oscar's a competitive athlete, so he competes predominantly bodybuilding, but that's the sort of skin fold caliper test that I do with all of my athletes, especially the boxers. So upon assessment with every boxer, they will get a 14-site skin fold bioprint done, and that will give me not only the body fat and the muscle mass, but it also give me an idea as to what's going on at a deeper, more hormonal level, which I suppose brings us on to today's section of Sweet Science.
Testosterone and overtraining, correct, yeah.
The downside to low levels of testosterone, there is a lot of negative downsides. So decreased ability to recover, decreased strength, decreased muscle mass, decreased libido. So that's another sure way for me to tell if somebody is overtrained or has low levels of testosterone. The first question that I ask the guys when they come in, I say basically, do you wake up every morning with a
stonker? Is that really what you ask them? Yeah. And if science has moved on since GCSE, biology, it really has.
It's an easy way for me to tell. So
okay. Interesting.
Obviously, I don't need to tell you who is waking up with a stonker and who isn't, but typically speaking, if you look down and you are having a piss in your slippers, then testosterone is probably low. Right. You want to make sure that every morning you're like this.
This is why I love this section so much. All right, so have you got any tips? Have you got any key tips that fighters, other athletes could use to increase their testosterone levels?
I can give you 5 tips to go on to now,
all right.
Which will maybe help you increase your testosterone.
And 1.
We're going to pull back volume in favour for intensity. And what I mean by that is reduce the duration of training, but do more intense short bouts with rest in between.
And 2.
Surprisingly, increase fats in your diet. Fats, especially dietary fats, the reason being is testosterone is created in the body, it's created from cholesterol. So if you are avoiding egg yolks, avoiding red meats, avoiding fatty foods, you will get low testosterone without a doubt.
And 3.
Increase carbs. 9 out of 10 boxers come to me on a low carb diet because they've heard it's the best way to make weight. You cannot increase your testosterone without introducing carbs, and the reason why? Carbohydrates blunt cortisol.
And 4.
Prioritize sleep, especially for athletes such as boxers who are training 2 or 3 times a day. If you have high levels of cortisol, low levels of testosterone, run for long bouts and have poor sleep, you're going to be in a big hormonal dysfunctional state. So prioritize sleep without a doubt.
And 5.
Make sure you supplement quality, and I mean quality, I'm not going to say the name of the shop, but real good quality, well recommended supplements for minerals and vitamins. A multivitamin for me is considered a third party insurance. However, if you want to get the fully comprehensive insurance, you need to make sure that you're additionally supplementing vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin B, magnesium and zinc. They're my go-to.
Well, I've learnt a lot there. That was brilliant. Thank you very much. This, of course, is the coach, Mr. James Largey at FLF Performance Centre. It's BBTV, it's Boxmania, it's Sweet Science, it's everything you want. Back to the studio. Okay, great. So some good words there from James Largey. I'm going to ask the 2 experts here, okay? I'm going to ask the 2 experts. How does he do in the rematch with Linares? In your both of your expert opinions.
For me, I stay clear of it.
Right.
Being blunt and honest, he's too good. He's got the style is not suited for Anthony, in my opinion. I'd love Anthony to win, but my opinion, he's not going to, because he's not good enough in that boxing sense way. Right. And the speed. Linares is a brilliant fighter.
Class, isn't he? John?
I think a lot of people say on the rematch if it's been a pretty clear result, the same thing just gets repeated.
Yeah.
Every now and then you get different results, don't you? Like Marquez Vasquez was different, wasn't it? Barrera Morales was different. You can go back and there's loads. This one, I just think the style. Farnell Green.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's head and shoulders. This one, I just think Linares might have enough for him. I think Linares might just be that little step ahead. And finally, one big fight which has been made. Yeah. One where I think the entire boxing world can't wait for is Ward and Kovalev, isn't it? It's coming up next week.
Oh, that's tasty, that fight.
I mean, personally, I look at it, I see a one-sided fight. I think Andre Ward's going to stand him on his head. How do you look at it?
I think Kovalev will beat him.
Do you? Wow. Should we have a bet on it, Annie?
Yeah.
Right, this is an exclusive. Right, go on then. Let's get the terms laid down here.
You go on. You can decide before.
Right,
I'll come in your gym and we'll film a full session for BBTV.
Right, I'll tell you what. A 3-round spar. I'll use one hand with me.
With you?
Yeah.
Easy.
And if you win, right, I'll just move.
You'll just
You've
move.
got to try it with me, I'll just move.
Okay, should we do the face-to-face now?
No, I'm not into that no more. I'm not fighting no more, lover.
He's back. Are we calling this a back out?
I think this is called what you call a back out. I mean, we're bringing you exclusives. You don't tell a fighter, call a fighter a back out merchant. There you go, you see. You've seen it here first, right? That's official. We've got. I'm with John 100%. I think Ward's gonna beat him, diffusing power. Take over.
Ward is brilliant, but it didn't look great when he moved forward. It didn't look to have that sharpness in the jab he had. Kovalev didn't look great against that. Chilembo, but he was negative and
I think.
But he did manage to deal with John. He did manage to deal with Bernard Hopkins, and Hopkins is similar in style.
I think the Chilembo fight's the key to this. I think that was perfect from Kovalev.
Yeah, but
absolutely perfect.
Kovalev knows that in his head. He thought to himself, he's gonna walk through Chilembo. He knows he can't.
Do you think he did, or do you think he took the fight hoping to get 12 awkward rounds against?
No, I thought he thought knock him out because he wasn't as sharp as usual. You know, when you think in your head, I've got this fight. You know, it's right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna put 1,000,000% into it. No, your sharpness in there. You know, I can beat him. Yeah. In your own, you might train great, in your mind, in your eye. Thinking, I want to be. You're not on edge. When you're on edge, you've got a nerve and you've got a speed. You know what I mean?
Go on, official prediction then.
I think Kovalev points.
I think Ward with a shutout.
I'm going for Ward by about 5 points. I'm going for. That's being shown on Box Nation, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we don't do free plugs often, but you know when you've got a former world champion coming here with a Box Nation t-shirt on, so there you go. We'll give him a free plug.
That Box Nation t-shirt, I believe, went down like a lead balloon on Sky Sports, didn't it? And it went Golfy hates Tom Farrell.
I'd done it for a laugh. I thought it was good. A few people who promoted the show probably didn't like it, but
yeah, I wonder why that is.
I thought it was good.
Talking of fights that have just been made, and I'm going to take a little bit of movement away from me when I say this one. What do you think about Joshua and Molina?
Joe,
on the 10th of December.
Joe, it's on pay-per-view. People have got to fork out money for.
It's a strong undercard though. What do you reckon?
That doesn't matter.
No?
It doesn't matter. It's on pay-per-view because the amount of money Joshua commands and amount of money they pay him, where it's not. I've seen something where David Price is saying I will be a better opponent. I'm not sure because he's not had that them fights, for that the world level.
Yeah.
But I won't say no he's not because I'd put Price to probably do Molina, but Molina's got that name because he's you know what I mean. Styles make fights.
I think Sky Sports would have much preferred the David Price fight.
Exactly.
And as they could have sold it with Price, apparently, although I've been told by more than 10 people about the Price and Joshua sparring story.
Yeah.
So they could have sold that. Apparently Joshua had a problem in sparring a couple of weeks ago, and maybe that's just put them off fighting a puncher.
Exactly.
Obviously with a big Klitschko fight next year.
And doesn't matter how good you are or how if you get hit by David Price's right hand,
you're going to sleep.
You go to sleep.
To be fair, they did try and get the Klitschko fight in for the 10th, for the 3rd, for the 26th of November.
I disagree with you there.
You don't think they tried to get it in?
No. Why would you possibly turn down an 80,000 or 60,000 sellout in a stadium for the sake of a rushed 20,000?
20,000 in the arena.
The only ever time I can ever remember a heavyweight title fight being rushed on short notice was Lennox and Vitali. And at the time, Vitali wasn't a big name. There's no way they would sacrifice 80,000 people for 18,000 people.
And that turned out to be one of the best heavyweight fights of the last 20 years.
And nearly got beat.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Yeah.
This is one that's a bit contentious. I've already spoke to John a little bit about this one, but it's this whole Bellew-Hay thing, right? From what I'm hearing, it's potentially getting made at £210 catchweight. Would you like to see that fight? I know John doesn't want to see this fight for many different reasons. He wrote a brilliant article. Go and check that out, British Boxers. But what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I used to train Tony, so I know how good he is and what he's capable of. It's a wrong fight. It's a good fight because he'll make plenty of money. But David won winner. David A by knockout. That's my truthful opinion. David A by knockout. But then again, it'll make Tony Bellew a millionaire. And it's professional boxing is professional. You've got to earn the money. So if it makes him big money, go for it. But there's better fighters out there for him what he can win.
Okay, John.
I just like to see the divisions unified.
Yeah.
And Bellew, he got one of the biggest wins of his year when he knocked out Makubu. They can make the Dennis Lebedev fight tomorrow. Bellew could go to Russia and earn $1 million.
But that's the thing, he'd have to go to Russia, wouldn't he?
But I think he'd beat Dennis Lebedev. Then he's a unified champion. He can make his money that way.
Exactly.
It's a... Sorry, Tony. I think it's a mismatch. We're now getting into a stage where we're having catchweights at heavyweight, which is just outrageous. We were just talking before about Joshua Molina being a mismatch on pay-per-view. This would be another fight on pay-per-view when we could be pretty sure of the outcome. The reasons are just endless.
Do you guys think an undercard? Do you guys think if there's a mismatch of a main event? Do you guys think an undercard, like with the Chisora versus White and then Buglioni versus Burton?
You're buying it for the main event,
right? Okay.
Because that main event it's on pay-per-view because their wages demands it to be on pay-per-view. Not for the undercard. The undercard makes it a good fight, but. I think Eddie is a brilliant salesman. I think when you listen to him, you think, you know what I mean? You'll sell snow to Eskimos and that, but he is good. But when you sit back and think, no, this is boxing, this is professional boxing. Is it really worth it? No. You've got plenty more fights out there.
Yeah.
What are better, and we're not saying even say. The Tony Bellew, I'll get smashed by it. I think he's not on the, he's not heavyweight and also catchweight.
Yeah.
If he's going to fight him at heavyweight, right? There should be no catchweight heavyweight. If you're over 40 on 4, you fight even if he's 25.
You see people like Canelo fighting at catchweight. He fought Khan at catchweight. I mean, Cotto fought Mayweather at catchweight. Oh no, he fought Mayweather. He fought Cotto at 154, but he fought Canelo at 152. It just seems to be part of
anything above cruiserweight is heavyweight.
Yeah.
You can't set a false
weight. You can't say no. We'll fight at 14.9. Anything above it, above cruiserweight, like I say, above 44, is anything. So it's like saying to someone saying, "I'm not fighting Butterbean because he's this much weight." Butterbean go, "Yeah, I'm a heavyweight."
But surely, if, by the same logic, if Bellew catches Hay, because Hay's been shown to be vulnerable against a couple of fighters actually, most notably Carl Thompson, but a couple of fighters. Surely the same logic applies. If Bellew catches him, he's going to sleep.
Hay's been living and training and sparring heavyweights for years. It's the same argument with Golovkin. People were making arguments that Brook would be better than ever at a middleweight. It doesn't compare. Golovkin's been sparring super middleweights, light heavyweights, and living as a middleweight for years. Hay's been doing it for a long time. Bellew just wouldn't cut weight.
No, with the Calbrook one, it looked good at the weight, but that was false weight. You can see he built himself up with muscle, and muscle doesn't win your fights.
Yeah. And he was landing some shots which would have knocked out a welterweight, obviously, but they didn't really trouble Golovkin.
Look at people like, say, Alexis Arguello, Ricardo Lopez. They have a muscle and they couldn't knock out people for fun. He built himself up to be that weight, not to be like a better fighter.
Yeah.
Do that weight because he's getting about £2 or £3 million, £4 million, whatever he got. Yeah. Whereas I'd say light middleweight, that's his weight. I'd say light middleweight's his weight.
You think he's a dominant force at 154 then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
that's his perfect.
Very, yeah.
But if he goes in with Smith, how do you see that one going at 154?
It's hard, you know, because I do like Smith.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's an hard fight.
Yeah.
I'd say he's more cuter, but can he keep Smith off him for that long? I'm not sure, but it's a great fight.
Canelo? If Brook goes in with Canelo?
Canelo knocks him out.
Well, listen, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. I mean, how do you think it's gone? Like, it's our new format, a new show. I mean, do you reckon it'll reach out there to boxing fans?
Class. That's what boxing needs. More people talking about it, people watching it. It needs it. Like you're on the boxing hour, stuff like that. It gets people talking. People need to hear more about boxing, and that's what you're doing. So yeah.
Yeah, cheers. Same to you, John. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's...
Yeah, it's good. If you've been reading the articles on British boxers, you'll see we're trying to do something a little bit different than how's your weight, what do you think of your next opponent. Hopefully these shows can bring you something a little bit different.
Fantastic. I'm Aki Kareem. This is BBTV's new weekly show, Box Mania. Arnie Farnell, Mr. John Evans. Power.